NVIDIA. It seems like that's all anyone can talk about.
Yeah.
Especially after CES 2025.
Oh, yeah. They had a big showing.
Huge. I mean, between the Blackwell processors and that GeForce RTX 50 series, I think they really dropped a bombshell.
Yeah, they did.
And then you hear the whispers, like analysts are saying that their market cap could reach $4, maybe even $5 trillion. Trillion with a T.
That's wild.
So we got to unpack this. We have to understand why NVIDIA is pretty much becoming synonymous with AI and what that means for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, what that means for the future.
It is pretty remarkable how they've been able to position themselves. You know, it really comes down to the fact that they had this existing technology, these GPUs, and they were able to see that they could be this driving force behind AI.
Okay, so rewind for a sec. Everyone knows NVIDIA. They make graphics cards for gamers.
Yeah.
How did they become like the backbone of AI?
So it's a really fascinating story of foresight and adaptation. What happened was people realized that AI, and especially deep learning, requires just massive processing power to handle all the complex calculations that go into training and running AI models.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the parallel processing capabilities that you find in GPUs that were originally designed for, making those complex graphics in video games, that was perfect for AI.
So it's not just about the power, it's the specific way that GPUs process information that makes them perfect for AI.
Yeah, exactly. So think of it this way. A CPU is like a single, really powerful brain trying to solve a really hard problem.
Okay.
A GPU, on the other hand, is like having thousands of smaller brains that are all working together at the same time. And so that's how they're able to crunch through these massive data sets and perform these complex calculations much faster than a traditional CPU. And that is what you need to be able to train and run these sophisticated AI models.
I see. So instead of like one generalist trying to do everything, you have a whole team of specialists and they're each tackling a different part of the problem at the same time.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And so NVIDIA, they saw this, they developed CUD, or Compute Unified Device Architecture, which is essentially a platform that allows developers to use the power of GPUs for general purpose computing.
Okay.
And so before, CU GPUs were mostly used for graphics, but CUD opened up the floodgates, and now developers could use all that parallel processing power for all sorts of applications.
Gotcha. So CUDA was like the key that unlocked the potential of GPUs for AI.
Exactly. And so that's why they've had so much success. They have the hardware, but they also have the software ecosystem that allows developers to actually use that hardware for AI applications.
So, okay, we've got these superpowered GPUs, thanks to parallel processing in CUDA. But NVIDIA didn't stop there.
Oh, no.
They went even further and started developing hardware specifically designed for AI.
Yeah, absolutely. They created this specialized hardware that really takes performance to a whole new level. So you've got things like Tensor Cores.
Okay.
These are processing units that were specifically designed to accelerate the math that's at the heart of deep learning. So operations like matrix multiplications and convolutions, those are essential for things like image recognition and natural language processing.
I see. So if GPUs are like a team of specialists, Tensor Cores are like giving them even more specialized tools.
Exactly.
To work even faster, more efficiently.
Yeah. And the impact is huge. With Tensor Cores, you can train and run models way faster, which leads to faster breakthroughs and better applications.
Got it. And then what about these DGX systems? These are like AI supercomputers, right?
They are. Imagine a system with multiple high-end GPUs all working together.
Okay.
So you know how your laptop struggles to open a few extra tabs? These things are built for the most demanding AI workloads, like training massive language models or simulating complex scientific phenomena.
They're out there really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Totally. And then there's Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell, the newest architecture. I mean, I keep hearing game changers, but what makes Blackwell so special?
Well, for starters, it's got unprecedented performance for AI. We're talking GPUs that can process AI tasks hundreds of times faster than a CPU.
Wow.
Like, you can imagine a complex simulation that would have taken weeks on a regular system. With Blackwell, it could be done in hours.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant speed boost. What does that translate to? Like, in the real world, what does that actually look like?
So that means faster training for models, which means researchers and developers can iterate more quickly and make breakthroughs faster. You can also deploy more complex and sophisticated AI applications.
So it sounds like Blackwell is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the hardware. We haven't even talked about the software yet. The comprehensive software ecosystem that they have is really key to helping developers use this powerful hardware.
Okay, so they've got the hardware covered, but what about the software? You can't build a house with just bricks, right?
Yeah.
You need the blueprints, the tools, the whole shebang.
You're totally right. NVIDIA recognized early on that the hardware was just part of the story. They really invested in building this robust software ecosystem that supports the entire AI workflow.
Oh, wow.
From data preparation to model training to deployment and management.
So they're providing like the whole toolkit for building and running AI-powered applications.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big deal. They get that AI development is complex, and so they've gone and created a suite of tools and resources to make it easier and faster.
Can you give us some examples of those software tools? Like, I've heard of NVIDIA AI Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
What is that exactly?
So that's a comprehensive suite of software tools that help businesses build, deploy, and manage AI applications across all sorts of industries.
Okay.
It's got tools for data preparation, model training, optimization, and deployment. And it's all optimized to run on NVIDIA hardware.
So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for AI developers who want to use NVIDIA's platform.
Exactly. And then there's things like cuDNN and TensorArt, which are libraries specifically optimized for deep learning tasks on GPUs. So you can really squeeze that performance out of NVIDIA hardware.
Gotcha. And then there's Omniverse, which kind of sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. Omniverse is pretty cool. It's NVIDIA's platform for building and operating metaverse applications.
Okay.
So shared virtual worlds where people can collaborate and interact.
So like a virtual playground for AI-powered creativity.
Yeah, something like that. And the cool thing about it is how they're using AI in Omniverse. They use it to create realistic simulations and to make those interactions between users and virtual objects more natural.
Wow. So we've covered the hardware, the software, even dipped our toes into the metaverse.
Yeah.
I mean, NVIDIA's presence in AI is everywhere.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. Where are we actually seeing this NVIDIA AI out in the wild?
So that's where things get really exciting. You can find their technology in everything, from data centers to self-driving cars to healthcare. We're going to explore all of that in a lot more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, I can't wait to dive into those examples. But before we move on, I'm curious what you think about NVIDIA's overall strategy. They've clearly established themselves as a leader in this space. What do you think the key to their success has been?
I think it's a combination of things. I think they were early to see how important GPUs were for AI, and then they've consistently invested in developing the hardware and the software that supports the AI community.
Right.
They've also built a really strong ecosystem of partners and developers, which drives innovation.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but also the ecosystem and community they built around it.
Yeah, exactly. So you did takeaway. Building a successful technology company isn't just about having the best product. You have to create a platform that lets others build and innovate, too. NVIDIA's been great at doing that.
That's a great point. Well, we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive into NVIDIA. We've explored their journey from a gaming company to an AI powerhouse, unpacked the technology behind their success, and gotten a glimpse of their impact on the real world. So I'm really excited to dive deeper into those real-world applications in the next part of our discussion.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll be looking at how NVIDIA's AI is transforming industries like healthcare, transportation, and even entertainment.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've got the groundwork laid.
Yeah.
We understand how NVIDIA went from, making those graphics cards for our favorite video games to becoming this AI powerhouse. But now let's talk about real-world impact. Where are we seeing this NVIDIA AI out in the wild?
Well, let's start with a place you might not physically see, but you use everyday data centers.
Ah, yes. The mysterious buildings full of servers and blinking lights, essential to our digital lives, yet most of us have never actually set foot in one.
Exactly. Data centers are the engine rooms of the internet and the cloud. And those engines are increasingly powered by AI. I mean, think about all the stuff you do online. Streaming movies, searching the web, using social media. Behind all of that is a ton of data that needs to be processed and analyzed, and more that processing is being done by AI. And NVIDIA's GPUs are the workhorses behind a lot of that.
So when I'm binge watching my favorite show, there's a good chance that an NVIDIA GPU is somewhere out there making sure it all runs smoothly.
Very likely. Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google rely heavily on NVIDIA to provide the AI muscle for their cloud platforms.
That makes sense.
Their GPUs are specifically designed to handle the demands of training and running these complex AI models. So they're really essential for delivering those cutting-edge AI services.
Okay, so now let's shift gears to something a little more tangible, something we might all experience firsthand in the near future. Self-driving cars.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The autonomous revolution. This is another area where NVIDIA is playing a huge role.
Yeah.
Their Drive platform is a comprehensive solution for autonomous vehicle development.
Okay.
So it includes everything from hardware and software to the simulation tools needed to bring these cars to life.
So it's not just chips. They're providing the whole AI ecosystem for self-driving cars.
Yeah.
That's a pretty massive undertaking.
It is. And their Drive platform includes incredibly powerful AI processors specifically designed for those complex tasks involved in autonomous driving, like perception, understanding the environment through sensors,
Right.
path planning, figuring out the safest and most efficient route, and decision-making, responding to those unexpected things that happen on the road, all in real time.
That's a lot of responsibility riding on those AI processors. I mean, handing over control of a vehicle to AI is still a little unnerving for a lot of people.
Understandably so. But safety is paramount in this field.
For sure.
NVIDIA really takes it seriously. Their Drive platform has features that are designed to ensure redundancy and fault tolerance.
Okay.
And they work very closely with car manufacturers and regulatory bodies to meet the highest safety standards.
Okay, that's good to know. That level of attention to safety definitely makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with the whole idea. Now let's switch lanes and talk about an industry where AI has the potential to make a truly profound impact. Healthcare.
Absolutely. I think this is where it gets particularly exciting. AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare.
Yeah.
From how we diagnose and treat diseases to how we discover drugs and personalized medicine. And NVIDIA's technology is already making a difference in a lot of key areas.
So give me some examples. Where are we seeing the most promising applications of AI in healthcare?
Well, one that comes to mind is medical imaging. All the different types of images used in healthcare x-rays, CT scans, MRIs.
Right.
Analyzing those images can be really complex and time-consuming for doctors.
Yeah, for sure.
AI is helping with that.
Yeah.
And NVIDIA's GPUs are a big part of it.
So how are they using AI to make medical imaging better?
Well, their GPUs are being used to accelerate the analysis of medical images. They can process tons of data incredibly fast, allowing these AI algorithms to detect patterns and anomalies that a human might miss.
So it's like having an AI assistant that can help doctors make diagnoses faster and more accurately.
Exactly. AI can be trained on these huge data sets of medical images.
Yeah.
So it learns to recognize patterns associated with certain diseases and conditions.
That's incredible. It sounds like this could really empower doctors to provide much better care for their patients. What other areas of healthcare are benefiting from this technology?
Another one is drug discovery.
Oh, wow.
Developing new drugs is complex, time-consuming, and usually very expensive. But AI could really accelerate that process.
How so?
So by analyzing massive amounts of data like genetic information, clinical trial data, and even scientific literature, AI can help pinpoint promising drug candidates and predict how effective they'll be.
Okay.
And to do that, you need serious computational power, which is where NVIDIA's GPUs come in.
So AI could help us develop life-saving treatments faster and more efficiently? That's amazing.
It really is. And it goes beyond just speed. AI can help us develop more personalized treatments tailored to the specific patient based on their genes and other factors.
Right.
So that's the promise of personalized medicine, and it's an area where AI powered by NVIDIA's tech is becoming more and more important.
It sounds like AI has the potential to really transform healthcare as we know it. But with all this talk about AI and algorithms, I have to ask, are we going to see doctors replaced by robots?
That's a common concern, and it's a good question. I think the answer is no. AI is a tool, not a replacement for human expertise.
Okay.
Doctors will always be essential in healthcare.
So it's more about collaboration between humans and AI than one taking over for the other?
Exactly. AI can help by offering insights, recommendations, analyzing data, flagging potential issues.
Yeah.
But that final decision-making, the diagnosis, the treatment plan, and the compassionate care, that's all still with the human doctor.
Okay. That makes me feel better. It's reassuring that AI is being seen as a way to enhance human capabilities, not replace them.
Yeah, it's about helping us be more efficient, more accurate, more informed. But it can't replace the empathy and nuanced understanding that are so crucial in healthcare.
All right, so we talked data centers, self-driving cars, and healthcare, all really impactful areas. But I'm wondering what other industries are being transformed by NVIDIA's AI. What else are they doing?
Oh, the potential is huge, and it's always growing. Like retail is a good example.
Right.
AI is being used to personalize shopping experiences, optimize inventory management, and prevent fraud. Then in finance, it's used for fraud detection, risk assessment, and algorithmic trading.
Makes sense.
And in manufacturing, it's optimizing those production processes, improving quality control, even predicting equipment failures.
Wow. It seems like there's no limit to what AI can do.
Yeah.
It's really changing the world as we know it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And NVIDIA is playing a big part in driving this transformation across different industries. But they're doing more than just applying AI to existing problems. They're pushing the boundaries of AI research, too.
All right, we talked about that a little earlier.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in their research efforts. What are they focusing on? What are their goals?
Well, one of their main areas of focus is developing new deep learning algorithms.
Okay.
These algorithms are like the brains behind AI, the software that lets machines learn and make decisions. They're investing a lot in research to make those algorithms more efficient, more powerful, and more versatile.
So they're not just building the hardware, they're also trying to make the software that runs on that hardware smarter and more capable.
Exactly. They get that the progress of AI depends on innovation in both hardware and software. And they're also exploring quantum computing for AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a relatively new and exciting field that could really revolutionize AI by enabling algorithms that are so much more powerful than anything we have now.
Quantum computing and AI, that sounds like a pretty powerful combination.
It is. It's still early days, but NVIDIA is definitely at the forefront of this research, exploring how quantum computing can unlock all kinds of new possibilities for AI.
So they're not just thinking about today, they're also looking ahead to the future of AI and investing in the technologies that will shape that future.
Exactly. They have a long-term vision and they're working to make it a reality.
Yeah.
But it's not just about developing cutting-edge tech. They're also focused on making AI more accessible to more people and organizations.
Yeah, that's something I'm really interested in. We've talked a lot about the power and potential of AI, but it's really important that it doesn't just benefit a select few.
Right.
So what is NVIDIA doing to make AI more democratic and accessible to everyone?
That's a great question. And it's something they take seriously. They're using a multi-pronged approach focusing on both hardware and software solutions to make that happen. We can actually delve into their specific efforts and the overall implications for AI's future in the last part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. It's inspiring to see a company like NVIDIA not only pushing the limits of what's technologically possible, but also making sure that everyone can benefit. So we've gone from data centers to those self-driving cars, even looked at what AI can do in healthcare. Quite a journey. But before we wrap up this deep dive into NVIDIA and the AI revolution, I want to talk about accessibility.
Yeah.
We touched on it a little bit, but it's such an important part of this conversation.
Absolutely. Making sure that this incredibly powerful technology is available to everyone, not just a select few, it's crucial.
Right. And it seems like NVIDIA gets that.
Right.
They're not just trying to build the most advanced AI systems. They want other people to be able to build with AI as well.
Exactly.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
So how are they actually going about democratizing AI?
Well, it's both hardware and software. On the hardware side, remember those gaming GPUs we were talking about, the GeForce RTX series?
Yes, the ones that gamers use to experience all the latest virtual worlds.
Exactly. And it turns out those GPUs are powerful enough for AI experimentation and development.
Oh, wow.
Which means that, students, hobbyists, independent developers, anyone who's interested in AI can get started without needing access to a supercomputer.
So the same technology that's powering, these immersive gaming experiences can also be used to explore AI. That's pretty amazing.
It is. It really lowers the barrier to entry. And then on the software side, NVIDIA is a huge supporter of the open source community.
Okay.
So they release a lot of their software tools and libraries under open source licenses.
So anyone can use them, modify them, distribute them?
Yeah, totally free. Which is a pretty different approach from some other tech companies that like to keep their code secret.
Right. What's the thinking behind that open source approach?
It's all about collaboration and speeding up innovation. By making their tools and resources available for free, they're enabling this whole community of developers to contribute to AI. So the developers get access to great tools, and NVIDIA benefits from all that collective brainpower coming from the open source community.
It's like they're planting seeds and growing a whole ecosystem of AI innovation.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm curious how all this connects back to those wild market cap predictions we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Trillions of dollars. It's crazy.
Bro.
What's driving that level of optimism from investors?
I think it comes down to the potential of AI and the fact that NVIDIA is in such a strong position to help realize that potential.
Okay.
Investors see a company that's not just riding the AI wave, but actually pushing it forward.
Right.
They're betting on NVIDIA to be a major player in this AI-powered future, and I think they're right to do so.
So they're not just investing in a company. They're investing in this vision of the future where AI is everywhere and transforming everything.
Exactly. And those market cap predictions, they're ambitious, but they might not be that far off when you think about how big of an impact AI could have on every part of our lives.
Well, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have.
The technical side of GPUs and tensor cores, real-world stuff like data centers, self-driving cars, healthcare. We even touched on the metaverse and quantum computing.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey.
It really has. But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Now that you know more about NVIDIA and their impact on AI, what excites you the most about the potential of this technology? What possibilities do you see?
That's a great question. I think for me, it's the potential of AI to solve some of our biggest problems, like climate change or finding cures for diseases or building fairer societies. It's about using technology to make us better and create a better future for everyone.
I love that vision. And it sounds like that's something that NVIDIA is working towards too. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of NVIDIA and AI.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.